As one of the many Brits who are still on the fence about the referendum, I wanted to make a video which simplified some of the big arguments of the debate. The Brexit side includes the UKIP, several Labour MPs and roughly half the Conservative Party, including London's Mayor Boris Johnson. They fear the EU is trying to form a United States of Europe, which would further hurt Britain's independence and power. They believe that Britain is being held back by the red tape of the EU, which imposes many laws and regulations on our country. As a member, the UK has to abide by European law, which they argue devolves power from our own courts. They estimate Britain pays in about £350 million per week in EU membership, but that number is actually closer to £245 million. Nonetheless, Eurosceptics argue this money could be better invested in British services like education and healthcare instead of supporting weaker countries. The other main argument is that the free movement agreement of the EU, where residents don't need visas to visit or live in other EU countries, is putting our borders at risk, blaming immigration for Britain's massive population swell in recent years. The Remain side includes the majority of the Labour Party, the SNP, Plaid Cymru, the Liberal Democrats and the other half of the Conservative Party, including our Prime Minister, David Cameron, who has been negotiating in order to broker a deal which keeps us in the EU, but with new rules and agreements aimed to address some of the UK's issues inside the Union. They believe Britain is stronger in the EU, where we benefit from deals that make trade amongst member countries easier. They warn that almost half of all British exports are to the EU, but whether or not this would change in the event of an exit is dependent on the sort of deal Britain would strike with Brussels. They counter Brexit and say the flow of immigrants into our country is actually fueling economic growth and helps to pay for our public services. The loss of a free movement agreement would also be detrimental for UK holidaymakers and expats living in other countries, as well as our universities who accept thousands of European students each year. It seems every argument for can be countered with an argument against, with national sovereignty being pitted against Britain's position on the world stage. One thing's for sure though, your vote on the 23rd of June will make history, so make sure you don't waste it.